Dun dun dun. Hello, hello. Okay. Let me just do one thing. I have to pop this out, and I have to do one more thing to make it everything perfect. Let's see. There is this one over here. So, guys, this is our first time here for Friendly Fire Fridays. Good to have you here. Uh, yeah. So, how you doing, Dick? You good? Yeah. No, I'm just gonna have to do a little. Whoop. Where is it? Why can I? Okay, yeah, there it is. There it is. Yeah, okay. Good to have you here, man. So guys, yeah, this is the very first episode of Friendly Fire. Yeah. Good to see you, Ricardo. Um, we have quite a few things to talk about today, but first of all, the most important thing, there's going to be a ticket launch, right? So that's three tickets were going to go on live today for our September event. Sorry, you can't hear this. Okay, let me check. Let me check if that. Uh, mm, oh yeah, I can see why. Okay, I'm gonna do my mic. So if you talk now, let's see if that works.
Does this work?
Let's see. Uh, I hope this works better, but okay. So I should have a better. So for you guys to know how this is going, I'm just gonna
Good.
oh yeah, it's good, perfect. Okay,
Yeah.
so take my last shot of caffeine for this show. I have enough hydration over here. I'm gonna put my mic in the middle because it's now on the right side of my computer.
Stay hydrated.
Stay hydrated, of course. So, it's been long due,
Drink my beer.
isn't it, Dick? That we had like a real steady show. I mean, we did some
Yeah.
live casts and we did something here, we did something there, but nothing like solid. And now we do. So,
Exactly.
how do you feel about that?
Martijn, well, and I haven't done that many live casts, but I do really enjoy them. It's way more interactive than you think before you begin doing these.
Yeah.
And I just love the audience. I love the atmosphere we can create. I love our product. So we figured, why not just do like a weekly thing?
Yeah.
Not just get together by the fireside. I should actually get one of those
By the fireside,
backdrops
yeah.
with a fire behind me.
Yeah. So for
And
me,
it's just chat, man.
yeah, my holiday just started today. So I have 6 weeks off. 6 weeks off. Which meant that I
Man.
could do like the at least I can be do the first 6 episodes. I'll probably be one of the hosts, and I'll just be hosting. Like I hope to see you next week. I'm just gonna see if we can like switch it up a little bit. Have Stefan come over. Maybe have Denny when he's awake. CJ when he's done with school as well. So yeah, it's uh we're gonna professionalize it a little bit, but it's the first time, and if you don't try, you'll never win, right?
Maybe have some games.
Yeah,
Maybe
uh,
do some hobby.
yeah. So this time we were planning to have you here, but you had like an appointment at 7. So and for we were not supposed to play a game this today. So maybe when ninth drops, well, we can do like a small tournament, like small games for maybe 1,000 points, maybe 1,500 points. Just do a quick game after our live cast, and we
It'd be
hope to get
amazing.
like a steady audience. So just write it down in your agenda every week at 8, right? Uh, and we took a little bit of a risk doing it on a Friday, but yeah, I mean, what better way to start your weekend with a little bit of hobby? Good to have you here,
Right.
Brutal. Melvin
Um,
in the house. Good to see.
Good evening, Melvin. Yeah.
So, Dick, what are you working on with considering the hobby right now? What's your
There's so much to talk about in the hobby. It's just I don't even know where to begin. Well, naturally, uh, Ninth goes on pre-order tomorrow morning. So I don't know about you, but I've set an alarm on my phone, and I'm gonna sit by my computer starting from quarter to 11. I'm gonna refresh the page just until I can get my hands on one of those 9th edition pre-order sets.
yeah? So you
Getting 2 boxes, one for myself and one for my buddy. Getting all the Necrons.
oh,
Oh,
so
it's gonna be
you just do
glorious.
2 times Necrons and then you give the rest to like the Space Marines to another person. So yeah, that's a good deal. And then you both have a book.
So exactly. We'll have some crappy dice, which we'll never use, and yeah, should
And are you planning on doing those pre-orders from Games Workshop site, or uh, you're planning on doing it like from like another website?
well, I prefer to, if I can, I want to buy myself local. But for some reason, there isn't any independent Games Workshop store or any store here in Amsterdam that sells a GW product, at least that I know of.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm buying my stuff at Vliegeruit,
Oh yeah, 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 of course.
and
Yeah, because
they
I
just
heard that
moved.
the pre-orders for from gamesworkshop.com, so the one that comes from the website itself gets an extra like the chips, like the Necron and
Yeah,
the thing you can like. I mean, it looks awesome. To and I think it's very good that they give away stuff. I think it's very good. Um,
see, Melvin has prepped 2 PCs and then a separate VPN in order to get all those pre-orders up.
yeah. Do you do that with our tickets as well, Melvin, or not? I mean, okay, just to segue a little bit into our tickets that's gonna be go online. I mean, we can talk about Ninth all night long, and I will probably come back to that after our tickets
Will.
go live. I mean, we probably will. So for those watching and for those wondering what's gonna happen, um, in 7 minutes, I'm gonna put all our tickets live for the September event, which means we'll do 3 events. 3 events. We'll start off with the Warhammer 40k No Surrender format, meaning there will be a mono faction, so you can only use one codex. Maybe you can do like the things you get from Psychic Awakenings, but only one real codex. We don't know how many points there will be yet because of ninth. We're gonna play ninth, of course. It will be a qualifier for our super major. So if you win the event, you win a ticket for the Alliance Open Super Major in November.
Amazing, amazing
Yeah,
deal.
that's amazing, right? I mean, it's 64 tickets. Usually there's like a 10% drop. So you have like if you just do odds and don't think about how well you will play, you have in about a 1 in 55% chance, 1 in 55 to win the event and get a free ticket for the next event.
Except when you're Ricardo, because then you have like a 0% chance. Just
Yeah, yeah. You'll be going on a holiday the 27th, so I hope to have my boxes the Friday before. Yeah, 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 yeah. I see. What you mean there, Dick?
that would be
Um,
amazing. Then I can my
yeah,
Necrons
you
with
can take
me
them.
on my holiday, and I'll
Yeah,
have all the points because I'm of course getting the
yeah,
chapter approved thingy and the missions, and I'm going.
yeah. So then your girlfriend is like, "Oh,
Glorious.
we're going on a hike," and I'm like, "Nope, I'm painting." I'm
Well, you don't know my girlfriend. She doesn't go on hikes.
okay, okay. So that was the first one. So 40k. Uh,
Mhm.
it's 64 tickets. And then next to that, we'll have our first, the Night Age event actually for this year, I guess. It's going to be 64 tickets as well. 4,500 points. It's going to be on the Sunday, so the No Surrender will be on the Saturday, and the Ninth Age will be on the Sunday. We're actually working, so next terrain day in a week, we'll be working on a lot of terrain for the Ninth Age. and it's gonna be one of a tournament for the Dutch Ranking League. Meaning that if you score well, you'll get a chance to go to the Masters in November, I guess, or something like that. So Joris is actually very excited to have us. He said that it's been way too long playing real dice, playing real the ninth age.
Yeah, for everyone, right?
Yeah, yeah, and I mean, there's a lot of emphasis on the fantasy part this weekend because Age of Sigmar is always also going to have an event. So 64 tickets as well. It's going to be the last event for on Van der Valk this year because they're going to renovate, and we don't know when we will be back yet. So if you want to enjoy that lunch, if you want to enjoy that sweet, like coming from Schiphol to the event in 5 minutes, having parking for free, having free Wi-Fi and everything, you know where to find us. So I hope
Exactly.
hope we're gonna make it a big blast. The last one for this time at Van der Valk because we don't know what's gonna happen in the future.
Where did a lot of precautions to ensure that it's as safe as possible
Yep.
in these troubling times. So there's going to be plenty of space between tables, so
Yep.
you will always be able to keep the 6 feet distance between, anyone else attending. There's going to be loads of places where you can get where you can clean your hands. And of course, we made a guideline in order to prepare you.
Yeah, as good as possible. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we took the guidelines from the like the REVM very seriously, and it's like we do that plus a little bit extra. I mean, simply put,
Exactly.
they said you could like 6 feet is enough, but we wanted to make sure that when you're playing, there's not just 6 feet, but you have like space to move because everybody knows how important it is to move during a game. And next to that, it's very simple. If you want to have like your own personal hygienes, of course, take that with you. We will provide hand sanitizer, and that's it. Because like the uh, mondkapjes, I don't know what it's called in English.
Face masks.
Yeah, face masks. I'm sorry. So those are not like they are not like in the guidelines for the RVM. So if you want those, you should take those yourselves. That's as simple as we can put it.
Yeah, so the basic policy is that as long as you are able to stay 6 feet apart from each other, then it's not mandated to wear face masks.
Yep.
And as we have enough space and you'll easily be able to keep a distance from each other, we don't obligate you to wear any.
Okay.
If you want to wear some, you can, of course. You can always bring your own.
Okay, so we have like 2 minutes left before tickets starts to go online. So we're gonna do the last one. It's gonna be Age of Sigmar. It's gonna be 2,000 points. We don't know what missions we're gonna do yet because the General Handbook actually is released tomorrow. I don't have my copy yet, so that's too bad because Fabian will come on later on, and we'll talk.
You didn't order het vliegen then, did you?
No, I didn't order that vliegen. So there's gonna be next week we're gonna talk about General's Handbook. It's going to be 2,000 points. The General Handbook will be in effect, of course. We'll have 2 days, 5 games. We've had some discussion with some guys about secondaries and about the painting rubric. Those will change a bit, so to make sure that everyone has a perfect game. 64 tickets again, 2 days. It's gonna be an ITC event because Age of Sigmar also has ITC, so we'll just make sure that those scores will be in as soon as possible, and we hope that we can get as much international players as we can. So if you know some guys from France, Belgium, or whatever, make sure to let them know that those tickets will go online in about like let's see, in 15 seconds. So the tickets will go online in 15 seconds. Give me a sec. Dun, 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 dun. Just have to do one click. Just have to do one click, and then it's
gonna say
5.
Those new elves.
4, 3, 2, one, let's
One,
go. They're
go!
online. Tickets are online, guys.
Your tickets, guys.
Get your tickets now. They're online. Toot, toot, toot,
Can
toot.
I buy a ticket?
Yeah. You can buy it. No, you cannot buy a ticket, guy. That you just became part of the Alliance Open, dude. That's one of the things that, like, I don't know. Probably in the future we'll manage, but right now with Denny being gone, Stefan being on the streaming table.
No, it was a joke.
Yeah, right. If I said yes, you would have bought it, right? Huh?
No.
No.
It's not.
Okay. Mm. So,
Dude,
um,
Age of Sigmar, those new elves, they've been calling out to me. They've been
yeah,
screaming my name.
yeah. I like the
Um,
rank and file system they have. Like, they should, if they stand closer to each other, they will like get bonuses, and they have like really weird bonuses. So I play AOS, of course, but it's
it's natural.
uh, for me it's hard to see the strong part. I mean, I heard they're good, but I have not found the way how yet. So probably know in about a few weeks what their impact on the meta is. That's always hard to say at the start. Uh, okay, so um, okay, as usual, in a minute we had a lot of sales already. So we have like okay, let's see. We have the ninth age ticket. We have the first 40k ticket, and do we have our first AOS already? And we have our first AOS ticket already. So in 1 minute, guys. So that's making me proud as usual. Uh, I think it's very funny to see that after this COVID situation, that there's still like everybody's like, okay, let's go. I want to play. Uh, give me some space, right?
Man, but I mean, there would be if there was a tournament next weekend where I could drive to, I would go. I would go to it.
Yeah. So we'll probably there is Faiz from the Breda Strike Force actually talking with a guy, and we're gonna try to do like a welcome ninth event in August in Breda. So till when will you be on a vacation on a holiday?
Me?
Yeah.
Um, I'll be gone the last week of July and the first week of August. The second week of August, I'm back.
So maybe you can make it. I think it's gonna be the 10th of August or something, or a week later. That we'll do like a small tournament in Breda. So
That'll be amazing. I heard here in Amsterdam that they might do a tournament. They will do a tournament.
yeah.
I'll be on holiday, so that um, I'd love to do a tournament, like a small thing to test some crazy list out for ninth.
Yeah.
Just see people again, some dice, drink a beer.
So Scar already bought his ticket as well. Very good to see that he we certainly know that we'll get some well painted. Of course, you with AOS you always get well painted models. That's certainly true. But if Scar comes, you always know that there's something like special coming around. So that's good to see. Warhammer 40k guys, you should be ashamed. I mean, Age of Sigmar is going really fast, and I don't.
That's it.
Yeah, it's like we're on 10 tickets already. So uh, I'm
I'm
kind of missing
64.
those 40k guys. It's okay. I mean, no rush. Just know that if you like think, oh, I'm gonna wait a little, then you can like hit and miss, right?
How many tickets were sold to our patrons or given out to our patrons?
So I can
Do you
actually check
know?
that out because some of you guys watching, we have a Patreon which grants you if you go to the second tier, it grants you the access to early bird tickets, meaning you'll get a week before this release, you get an email from us, which where you can buy your ticket earlier than the rest. Uh, and I think we sold four AOS tickets, one 40K ticket, I think, before this day. So that's awesome. We have around 30 patrons right now,
Mhm.
uh, meaning that uh, we can make sure that we can keep giving the quality that we want to give. Um, this hobby, this like it's like a I mean, this is a hobby. Still, it's a hobby for me, but it takes a lot of time, uh, and that's good. That I have to spend a lot of time, but it cannot be like I cannot do this indefinitely in this way. So with the Patreon, we made sure that we could like still provide you with the quality that we want. We can make sure that the tables will get better. We can make sure that like we can spend time to do stuff like this to make a weekly live cast, friendly fire. That's all because of you guys. That's that's all I can say. Uh,
It's basically a way to um, us to get some steady income, which we can spend on making tournaments and events better for every one of our attendants. And in return, you get some sick rewards.
yeah, yeah.
It's
There's two of the guys
levels.
online right now. Is it two? No, no. So Gerard is not online yet, but uh, Ricardo is actually online. He's a legend of the alliance, meaning that he has the highest tier for our
He
Patreon,
is a legend.
and he is a legend. Meaning he will get one ticket for each 3 months that he pays. He gets a free ticket for one of our events. Doesn't matter if it's a GT or if it's a RTT or if it doesn't really matter. And he gets like his own personal table. Like all our tables have standardized terrain, as you know, in 40K, and he actually can design one of them. One of those tables is for him. Like he can put all the posters on there that he wants. He can say, okay, I want to be painted in this and this way, or at least
And that's
I
going to
want.
be all billboards for beer sales.
Yeah. So I'm actually trying to work out to. I don't know. I haven't even talked to Ricardo about it, but I want to. You know the Sprilos we have. I want to make them into beer cans,
Mhm.
like beer. Uh, beer glasses, filled beer
Yeah,
glasses. So that would
that
be
would be
awesome.
amazing.
Uh, I've talked to CJ with it, and he said it could be possible to make it into like a template that you print out and put over it, and just uh, uh, so you don't have to paint it. But we'll see how that works out. The you everybody will see
Cool.
it at our super major, which is steadily still growing,
Which,
by
of
the way.
course, every one of you will attend.
Yeah, it's still steadily growing. We're at 180 tickets now, or 182 or something. So I think it takes one more month to get to 200. I mean,
Uh,
uh, I'm
what's the
speechless.
cap again? 240?
256. So we sold two
Almost out.
thirds. We sold over 2/3 of our ticket yet. So I think
That's amazing.
that's amazing. Let's see. Okay, so just gonna watch our inbox again. I think CJ is also looking at it. So we have more AOS. We have more than ninth age. We have more than ninth age. So it's steadily going strong. I mean, we always see this that after announcement like this that everything goes fast. Um, if there isn't an AOS tournament on the same day as a super major, I'll definitely be happy to play. Um, well, Dusty Demon,
Definitely, perhaps.
um, I can tell you that there will not be an AOS tournament from our side because with the COVID-19 rules, the venue is already full. So we'll do 40K only, and
It's
it's gonna.
a Dusty Demon. Is it Justin? Or it's Dusty Demon.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I think it could be. Oh, it's
Here.
Fabian.
Oh,
Yeah,
it's
of course.
Fabian.
Yeah, okay. He'll be live later on. So okay.
Cool.
Um, just to show you guys what we have been working on, I wanted to like switch to our gallery. So mind you that these are work in progress pictures of our Discord server, and I'm just gonna talk you through and let's see what everybody's been working on. Ta-da! Okay, so I have to switch his face to something else. So give me a sec. Okay.
Nobody minds.
Yeah, it takes.
It's a cool overlay.
And I'm going to, let's see where it is. There you go. Is it working? Not yet. Okay.
It is not.
It is not.
We are treated to my beautiful face once more.
Once more. Okay.
Seems to be working. Seems to be working.
Oh, wait. Okay. I don't know why it's not working. It should be. Give me a sec. Okay. One more try. I don't know why, but it's not working. I'm just gonna put it back. Give me a sec. Too bad.
New software we're
Too
trying
bad.
out.
We tried. There we go. He's back.
It is me.
Yeah, it is you. I know how to make it. I could make it work, but it would take a little bit too much time. But what we can do actually is, can I show it in picture? No, I cannot show it. That's too bad. I think Amsterdam Battle Brother. I mean, give me my dick. It sounds really weird. We wanted to make this for all viewers possible. I mean,
be a family-friendly show.
Yeah. Okay. So we're gonna go back to the other. You can see my face as well.
What we can do is show what we've been working on. It might be possible.
Yeah. I'm just gonna.
Anything here you can show that you worked at?
We have been working on some stuff. So with the ninth age rules coming into effect, barricades will have a bigger impact on the game that they had before. Usually, these things that you see here were freaking useless. We predict that they will be not useless anymore, and I want to thank Nico as well because he actually donated this stuff to us. So
You, Nico.
Thank you, Nico, because he is like all AOS all the way. This bag over here is work in progress, like 1/10 of what we have, and then we have a box over here with more of this stuff. So this was a triad actually that I did last time. It's like sandy with metal in the middle. We're gonna work on this on our next terrain day. Our next terrain day will be in 1 week. Actually, it's gonna be the I'm gonna say it right. I have to do it. The 19th of July. We're gonna do another terrain day here at the Krone. We have planned. We have a lot of the Night Age and fantasy terrain planned. We have a lot of stuff planned. It's the Night Age actually needs like thematic terrain, so we're gonna work on that. And then next to that, we're gonna have a really good barbecue. If
I'm looking forward to it.
If the weather allows it, of course. If the weather does not allow it, it's gonna be Chinese or pizza, or maybe we're gonna raid CJ's home. I mean, I don't know what he has in the fridge, but he better pack up.
As a cat, we can eat that.
I don't think that's a lot of meat, but we can try, of course. But to keep you guys updated, AOS is going really fast. I think AOS is looking at like the biggest sales at the moment, together with the Night Age. 40K is actually lacking. I mean, I'm ashamed. Are you?
Definitely.
Definitely, right? Okay. I'm ashamed. let's see. I can actually look it up right now to see how many tickets are actually like real time tickets sold. It's usually easier than uh, just looking at random numbers. So so currently we have uh, 5 tickets sold for Warhammer 40k. We have 5 tickets sold for the Ninth Age, and we have 12 tickets sold for the for the Age of Sigmar. Um, and we really understand that it will take like a little more time than usually because you have to plan with friends how you're going to do this, especially with COVID. But we can actually guarantee you that we'll take every precaution there is. It's been taken. Um, okay, so uh,
Some Battle Brother just said that our events at the same day as the LGT.
yep, yeah,
The
I
UK,
noticed.
of course.
Yeah, they had to postpone, of course, because it should have been like 2 weeks ago or something. But yeah, they had to postpone, and there's a big chance it's going to be either only one event because I cannot imagine that they can fit like 1,000 people in the whole place. So it's going to be one event. Maybe it's going to be only 40k, but there's a big chance. I think there's a big chance it won't go through at all because the English numbers compared to our numbers don't look good at all.
That's what I well.
Sorry?
I'm that's what I thought as well. But I'm checking their Facebook right now. It's not
Yeah, there's no real
the last
conclusion
message
yet.
was from May.
Yeah, they are really. They have had no communication since the COVID situation. Just that they will postpone, but I don't know where it's going to be. Where were the AOS guys at Sound Dog? Yeah, that's a long time ago. Let's see. Okay, I'm just gonna do the chat real soon. Okay. Okay, so there's gonna be a lot of guys coming over. Um, in about 10 minutes, I'll ask Fabian to come on to talk about talk about AOS. So you were tempted to at looking at the Lumineth Lords. So
Yeah,
you want to
dude.
play AOS? It's just like okay, they look awesome, but I will never play AOS.
My problem isn't that I don't like AOS. The problem is that I'm worried that would like it so much that it's the same as with 40k that I go head in and just not well, just don't have the time to do any other hobby that takes that much time. I feel.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah,
I
I
really
seriously.
really loved High Elves. Oh man, those were my first true army.
Yeah, you had high elves or not?
Yeah, I had them.
Yeah.
Painted them in a dragon color scheme. They were red, and all their armor was painted in like scales, dragon scales.
Like
It
in
took too
like
much time
freehand
because I
skills
didn't
or
know what rushing was.
so freehand skills?
Oh no.
Oh, okay.
It was like you remember their armor, their chainmail
Oh yeah, they were
was
a bit
all
skilled.
like
Yeah.
painted in little. What I did is every was a tiny gem basically.
I feel sorry for you and your
Was I
time.
mean, yeah, it didn't, and I was very young, so it didn't look that good. But I tried.
At that time, you actually
I just
probably
loved
didn't you think
all
at
the
that time that
dragon stuff.
didn't you think at that time that it actually looked very good?
And it looked decent. No, I hated it, but it looked decent for a 12-year-old.
Yeah. Yeah. True.
But it's just hard. I was yesterday. I was looking at all the AOS stuff
Yeah.
because I don't know what is going to be good in the new 40k. Just I just don't know what to buy or what to get or what to look at.
Mm-hmm.
So I was basically checking out AOS maybe to see if that was any fun. But as soon as I realized that they removed all the dragon riders and all the dragon guys from the high elves, I was like,
Yeah. So but the new guys are not high elves. They, I mean, they are high elves, but they're
Cow elf.
like, okay, so what they did is like, okay, we're gonna get away from those high elves, wood elves, dark elves, and we're gonna do Daughters of Cain, Sylvaneth, and Lumineth. And I get why. I mean, there's only so much dragons you can have before it gets bland.
Dragons are never bland, Martijn. These
Okay,
are
I'm sorry.
amazing.
I'm sorry I insulted you. Okay, I'm sorry. Why isn't there any dragon behind you in like, or are there books about dragons in behind you?
There are definitely books about dragons behind me, yes.
Yeah. Um, just to give you a little more info on how many. So the tickets are actually slowing down a bit, which is fine. I see. I know why it's gonna be like that because usually when this happens, it's like a big rush, and there's a lot of players I know that are like, okay, we're gonna wait for no surrender for the points for the for the ninth edition before we're gonna buy any tickets, and I get that. Um,
Yeah,
Especially if you're like in doubt if you want to play AOS or 40k, and it's like, okay, I don't know which I want to play yet, so I'm just gonna wait for and the General's Handbook and for the ninth edition.
why not?
We had like a sucky timing, didn't we? Like tomorrow is General's Handbook, in 3 weeks is the ninth edition.
Dude,
There's a lot of changes coming.
even.
So what for you? So just going into that ninth edition stuff. So what for you is the biggest change? If you look at the rules wise.
I think for me personally, the fly change is very big.
So
How
falling
you
back and still
cannot
cannot shoot.
exactly. I always played armies, or I naturally gravitated to armies that had a lot of flying units in them, because I just hated getting my stuff tagged and then I couldn't do anything anymore. It means I'm gonna have to become a better player and screen better, I guess. That's gonna be hard.
Yeah, and have you played the game yet? Like with the new rules?
I played like sort of a game. Um, Played a game against what did it called again? Death Guard with my Necrons.
Yeah.
Well, we didn't play with all the rules, but we played with most of them. It was fun. It was amazing also to see how much that smaller board impact.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, I talked with CJ about it. It's 23% of your board is gone. Like it's
3%.
yeah, it's like because if you think about it, a foot and then like a small piece of this, it's on a if I can just give you an idea, I'm just gonna make it very easy for you. I'm just gonna do it like this, so you can see my screen, uh, and I'm just gonna make it a little bit smaller.
Hmm?
So this is about a little bit smaller. This is about the same change that's gonna be on a board for 40k. Look how much less it is. It's and if you point wise,
Yeah.
like if you look at it just numbers, it's like, oh, it's only a feet and it's only 2 inches from each side. But if you look at it like the whole picture is like, damn, that's a lot. So yeah.
Uh, Both armies I play are short range armies. It's like usually 18 to 36 inches.
Mm-hmm.
And this just means that now I can cover the entire board all the time with all my stuff instead of having to maneuver more. So it's quite a change. I'm also very curious to see how all the new terrain rules will pan out because I haven't quite gotten the hang of it yet. All the keywords and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it looks promising, but for some reason, all the games I have played were on the old LGT terrain tables.
Yeah.
I don't feel that they're very suited for the new rules for some
Nope.
reason.
No,
Because
no, no.
it's all ruins. It's all ruins and LOS blockers are in the middle.
Yep.
It works, but it doesn't uh, it doesn't take advantage of the rules either.
Yep, and what you have with the LGT rules is that the LGT terrain or the TT combat terrain is that everything is closed, all the windows are closed, and that just with the new edition, um, having no closed
You,
windows has an effect
you're
on
gonna
the
need some open windows to
yeah.
get more line of sight because otherwise
So
it's
um,
too
I've played
rough.
against AdMac with a lot of shooting, and what I noticed is that if you can get into someone's face real fast, meaning that target priority, if you fuck up target priority, you lost the game. Which instead of this edition, ninth edition, if you screw up your movement, you lost the game. So there's a big emphasis
Hmm?
on target priority because something gets in your face so fast that you cannot go anywhere because it's a smaller board as well. So those, it's a combination of the
DJ has
both.
been saying in the chat that windows closed is fine, but having the base on the terrain is going to be huge, and I agree with that because now it means that if you stand on a base of the terrain, then it's true line of sight again. But what I meant about LOS is that um, all the new keywords and stuff, if you want to take advantage of that, and you do need some new terrain than just the TT terrain I've seen thus far. I really
Yeah,
want to play on some of our own boards and just mix some stuff up. But yeah, thus far I've only played on that table because
yeah.
with permitting, I haven't been able to go out that much.
So for you guys wondering, we actually have a lot of plans, and one of them is making a new type of terrain. TJ is actually working on it. It's gonna be the prototype is gonna be around in maybe 2 weeks. I don't know. I'm not. You cannot guarantee anything. But one thing we can tell you is that it's the same that you know from us. It's like easily handleable terrain, so you can have like a full table or the small in the small box. But it also thinks about ninth edition. So we take ninth edition into account. So just yeah, that's gonna be it's gonna be in one of our friendly fire episodes in the future. So yeah, I think
Definitely.
it's very fun to say that, so that I can say, okay, we're gonna show it to you in the future in one of our episodes. While normally it was yeah, just wait for a picture. It's a big change for me as well. Not only ninth. I played 2 games now, ninth edition, uh,
Mhm.
and I think shooting in combat for tanks is huge. Um,
Definitely.
actually, being the first to attack when you're defending is huge. Um, because I was playing with Terminators, with Deathwing Knights. It's like, okay, I can get in combat. I can make sure that I won't die. And then next turn, he has to charge something in, or I can still attack the unit that was tagged in. Because I can always choose to at least fight with one unit after the charge phase.
Mhm.
Yeah, CJ, I did a few of them. I have to do the rest. I'm gonna do the rest later on. So I did 2 of them, and there's a bit more. So just to show you guys, we have what we have in store. Huh. See those boxes over there? Whoop. That's like a third of what we have right now. It's for our inventory for our terrain. So if you want to buy one of those crazy ruin sets, we have them ready to unpack. And if you buy them today, we can send it to you Monday. I mean, no problem. I'm on a holiday. I have vacation anyway, so just make me work. Let me do my job. Okay, so let's see if is uh, uh, I'm just actually gonna ask Fabian to just get into the Discord server that you are in, Dick, and then we can talk AOS.
So shall I just leave?
No, you can just stay here. I don't know if he wants to do it on a webcam or just use his mic. It's also good. Then we could just talk about AOS, and maybe you think, okay, now I'm gonna play AOS. So just stay here. I want to get you into the game, man. I want to get you in. Just wait a few seconds for Fabian to come in, and then we'll just talk about AOS. Meeting is
Where
always
he
hard.
at?
Where you at, Fabian? Don't leave us.
Fabian is live on Twitch.
Is he not live anymore? Okay, I just chatted him, so it's gonna be all right, no problem. So for those guys who are still here, so we have Dennis, as always, being like one of our steady watchers and steady viewers. Then we have, of course, Commander Root, who's usually always here as well. We have Fabian, still there, Dusty Demon. We have Agnes here. We have number 147. I don't know who that is, but welcome to the chat. We have Ricardo, and we have Thicker, and I don't know who Thicker is, but good to have you here. Just I have to check. Oh, okay. Friday.
I realized you were talking and chatting at the same time.
So he was talking. Okay, so friendly. So he's already in a Discord. But can I just? There he is. I can just drag him. I can just drag him here. Okay, so he's now into this one, and I'm just gonna see. He's still muted. Unmute him? No. Okay. So Fabian, if you just unmute your mic, because you muted yourself probably. Let's see. Then we can talk about AOS. Okay. Hey, CJ is here as well.
I thought if no one talking AOS, we might as well talk 40k, right?
Yeah, that's true.
In this case.
We had questions in the chat about a couple of. We had a couple of questions about some of the gadgets we were bringing out. So there were some questions about the deployment. The objective zone markers, like the vinyl ones. We kind of held off on that because we didn't know what the objective range was going to be in 9th edition. Now we know, so we're back on to making sure that those are going to get made real soon and out for you to order. Like Martijn said, we're also working on some new terrain kits that are going to be very, let's say, appropriate for some future released factions. Maybe.
Maybe.
And of course, we're also working on some additional terrain pieces to, like Dick was already discussing, to better fit with the 9th edition rules that are out there now. Because we have quite a lot of different pieces ready, which fit most of the categories that are presented for the current rules or for the new rules that we know of. But there's always room for improvements. So I feel like we need to plant some trees. I think that's going to be a nice job for this summer vacation. What do you think?
Plant some trees, yes, indeed.
I think that might be a good plan. I've heard forests are very nice to hang out in, especially in the summer.
Yeah. So, if I'm correct, I think Fabian should be able to talk right now. Is that true, Fabian?
Am I?
Yeah,
here?
I can hear you. Okay. Yeah, there was something wrong in the Discord. I gave you the rules were not good enough. So it's very good. Good to have you here, Fabian. How are you doing?
I'm doing pretty well. Trying to get by with all the craziness, but
yeah. So you work in healthcare, right?
Yeah.
So
yeah,
it's a hard time for you.
Yeah, I do work in home care, which has been surprisingly easygoing compared to like people working in the hospital and stuff. But yeah, that it's still a change to what I'm used to.
Yeah. So, and does it mean that you don't have a lot of time for your hobby as well?
A little less, but I still find plenty of time to try and get some hobbying. And I think I waste more time deciding which project I'm going to continue on than.
Yes, because you were like kind
For
of
everyone, right?
playing 40K as well, right? And then you were playing AOS, but AOS has a big change coming up with the General's Handbook right now. So,
Yeah.
so what is your current like focus on?
I'm honestly in a bit of a tough spot. I'm finding myself, and mostly in regards to ninth, because I have a pretty big 40k collection. I have like 15,000 points worth of chaos. But every time I look at the way list building works now, I'm just struggling to even make a 2k list that is not going to be costing me like at least 6 command points. So
Yeah. So with ninth edition giving you more command points, it actually is without doing anything, that's actually very good for you.
no, like the other way around, because maybe it's also because I have a lot of units from different factions. So I have Khorne Berserkers, which are really good in this faction, and I have a bit of
You
Thousand
want all the
Suns.
goodies.
And,
That's it. You want all the goodies.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So have his cake and eat it too.
Yeah, I think that's the problem with this ninth edition coming up, is that there's so much things you can do, and the meta has not evolved yet, so you don't know what is good. So you think, okay, then I'll take everything, and yeah, that's not.
But in chaos is like really disproportionately affected, because in order to have a good chaos list now, then you need 3 different attachments with all different kind of faction buffs. And if you do that now, you'll just get a lot less CP. You really need those CP earlier as well.
Yeah, it's exactly as Dick says. I'm just like, especially even within just Chaos Space Marines, like certain units are just good in certain legions, but you can't fill whole detachments. You need a combination of those units sometimes. So, that will cost you CP. So I'm finding it very tough to make an army out of my 15k collection right now.
Yeah, it's so weird. I have so much models, but I can still not make a decent list.
Yeah.
Yeah. What does change though is that you get a command point every turn that's so freakishly good. That's gonna be a big huge for a big buff for everyone. I mean, I was standing against Admech, and he had me in combat, and he said every turn he just said, okay, I use my stratagem that you cannot fall back. On a 2+, you fill your fallback, and he gets a command point every turn. So he just uses that every turn.
Of course.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, I personally haven't gotten my hands on the rulebook yet. I am gonna pre-order the set tomorrow, so I am excited for that.
Because you have chaos, but you want more.
Yeah, I'm considering going just keeping my chaos for more casual games, for guys with the hobby group and stuff, and then maybe taking Necrons into a more competitive as far as can be.
And you think, okay, so if someone gets a new army, usually they are like very good at the moment. They get like good rules. So yeah.
Yeah, well, I've always really liked the Necron models, and honestly, those Scoreback destroyers have just pushed me over the edge to be like,
yeah, the new ones are even better, right?
Oh gosh, they are amazing.
So does the Necrons do the same for you as the Lumineth Lords did for AOS?
How do you mean?
So the Necrons, you say, okay, they push me over the edge, but the Lumineth, I mean, don't they bring you back to AOS? Like, oh man, those models look so sick, or that army is so awesome.
I also got the Lumineth box. It's
yeah.
Good.
Okay.
Get it
okay.
all.
Yeah.
it's I do not build one ladder.
No. Okay.
I built an entire siege engine.
Okay.
It's
Well, that sounds good. That you like, you cannot choose between two, so but you completely dive in both. Like, yeah, that's best. I mean, it's hard to like control your project at that times, you know.
yeah, I really do try in certain cases to just focus on a project. Like I always struggle a bit with painting because it's the part of the hobby that I enjoyed the least. But when I started doing tournaments with you guys, I like even playing in your 40k tournaments, it suddenly became really easy to just paint that 2k army because I needed those extra points.
Yep.
So I'm finding that by setting those deadlines for myself in whatever way possible, it really helps to kind of push my projects forward.
I see. So,
Absolutely.
just segueing back into the AOS part, right? So, how you like? I mean, you talked me into playing AOS together with some other people, right? It's not only you, Fabian, but I cannot give you all the credit, but there's some credit to you. So, why would you say, okay, AOS is not a better, but why would you say AOS is a cool game to play next to 40k? Why can you do both?
Oh yeah. Well, first of all, they're just whilst they use a very similar system in the way roles and stats and stuff works, they at their core are just completely different games. And I'm finding that with Ninth Age being pulled towards positioning being more important, it is getting pulled a bit more towards the Age of Sigmar direction as well.
Yep.
But they are just at their core different games. I'm finding.
Yeah, I think does it have to do with the difference between less ranged weapons and more like what you call it, like coming to the center or to objectives, and you cannot not fight in AOS. You have to commit units to fight.
Yeah, and you're I'm often what I'm finding is that with Age of Sigmar, I rarely play a game that lasts shorter than 3 battle rounds. Rarely. Most of my games last 4 to 5 battle rounds. You keep maneuvering. You have to always keep your movement in check.
So would you say that Age of Sigmar is a more moving game in because you have less movement because there's not a lot of unit that moves like 20 inches, that where you have in 40k you have a lot of fast units.
Yeah.
So positioning is very critical in AOS. Even if you screw up deployment, it's game, right?
Yeah, because it also helps that like everything is wholly within, so you have those tighter bubbles than you have in 40k. Especially like in 8th edition, it was decently easy to just daisy chain a line of plague bearers back to the hero, back to the character to get that buff. But with Age of Sigmar, everything being wholly within, you have to stay close. You have to create those bubbles, and you're
gonna know that.
Yep.
And you're gonna have to make choices. Like, am I gonna take the risk of leaving the bubble just a little bit to engage in a fight, or am I gonna play it safe and stay within that bubble? Or
Okay.
And
So, if we look at the event that we're gonna organize, what changes could you say like is the biggest change compared to our last grand tournament? Because there's gonna be quite a flip on the rule spec, right? I mean, we're still
yeah,
working on it, making it solid, but there's like the things we heard from the English players, from the Dutch players, is that the rule spec was okay-ish, but it was not good. And right now
yeah,
we want to make a good one.
yeah. We're gonna take it more into the direction of how it's played on an international level. And because I took a lot of inspiration in the way I wrote the rules spec from the 40K ITC, where you have your mission, but on top of that, you have this whole list of secondary objectives from which you can pick, etc., etc. Instead, what we're going to do now is, in regards to the secondary objectives, is that you get your list of secondaries. You pick two at the start of a game. You reveal them to your opponent. You get 1 point for each objective that you get, and you score 1 point for each of your opponent's secondary objectives that you stop.
Okay.
Okay. And these are gonna factor less into the game itself, but are gonna be more of a tiebreaker.
Yeah. So we had a few games, few missions that were decided by secondaries only last tournament. So you could just ignore the primary and just do the secondaries, and you win the game, which is not good.
No.
But I thought the entire AOS community played the same missions. That is not the case.
Yeah. Usually, but I had not been that deep into the super international competitive scene at the time. I've over the last half year, I've been trying to get more engaged into it and figure out more what's going on. And I'm hoping to keep everything a bit tighter.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I get your point, and I think that if we simply, if we want to get AOS into an international scale, we have to make some changes, right? I mean, those English guys were over here, and they said they had a blast because of the quality of the tournament, because of the venue and everything, and because of the price. Everything was good, except the game wasn't the rule spec wasn't perfect yet. So thank you, Martijn and Terrell, for your follow. Good to see you, Terry. Good to see you, man. Thank you for following. So coming back to so what changes will so we have like the what Dick said. You have the normal missions, which usually you just pick a few missions out of the general handbook. With the new general handbook, what's going to change in regards to like realms and such? Because that's going to be a huge difference compared to this one, right?
What we had previously done was that with every mission, there would be a realm to attach to it, and all the wizards on the table would know all the realm spells.
Mm-hmm.
But what I first had planned was to reduce that list of 7 to 2 per realm, and then when we announce the mission, we announce the realm, etc. You just have those 2 spells.
Yep.
But with the GHB, it's all going to be reduced. All those realm artifacts are gone. All those realm spells are gone, and it's just going to be. But it's going to be 1 per.
So you still have a realm of Shyish, but you only have 1 item in regards to the realm of Shyish. You have only 1 spell, and you only have 1 special ability, right? So that's all. There's not more than that.
Yeah, there's nothing more than that. So it's a lot. And to be fair,
it makes sense though, because you had like a crazy ass list of how many stuff you can choose. In my opinion, it was too much.
Yeah, there was so much. I find it a bit of shame that the realm artifacts got thrown out that hard.
Yeah, instead of
Because
going
there
from,
were
they should
some
have
really
gone from 12 to 3 or something instead to 1.
yeah, and even then, like there were some, like each realm definitely had 1 or 2 artifacts that were definitely better than the other 10. But why?
Waste the way.
But yeah, but why not just reduce it back to 6, for example, and just make them all a bit more balanced?
Yeah. So for me as a Seraphon player, I always took the brooch, like the +1 or like the 5+ command point back. So I had like an unlimited amount of command points in my games.
Yeah, I did the same with my Identitybkin, but that trick is out the book.
Yeah.
No.
I'm so sad.
Really?
Yeah.
Can I get any command points back anymore?
You can, but not with the realm artifacts. For a Seraphon, it's still easy to get them back. So
Yeah,
me, I don't mind.
it's bullshit how easy Seraphon can siphon command points back. It's so crazy.
In my list, I roll 4 dice, and every 4 up, I get a command point.
Yeah, so it's
sounds good, right? Or not, Dick?
Normal.
Yeah, I mean, but you don't start with 12, so that's the big difference.
Yeah, but like in 40k, a stratagem costs like 1, 2, 3 CP. In Age of Sigmar, a command ability just costs 1, so that's like every command point counts very heavily.
Yep, that's true. That's very true. Okay, guys, CJ asked me to do an update on the tickets, so we're just gonna give you one. I'm just gonna refresh my how many my tickets sold, and then in 2 minutes we're gonna come back to let's see. Okay, so currently AOS is still in first place for amount of tickets sold. We sold 15 tickets for Age of Sigmar. We sold 9 tickets for the Ninth Age, and we sold 8 tickets for Warhammer 40k. And there are, I think, 2 tickets for Warhammer 40k that still has to be like given to our Patreons, but we have not put them on yet. So those probably will. I think we have 10 tickets sold for Warhammer 40k as well. So only they're all in double digits because the Night Age is actually 11. So all tournaments are already in double digits, making me proud.
Good.
So Fabian, coming back to the hobby part, how was COVID for your hobby? Did you paint enough? Did you paint at all?
I did actually. I am with.
You sound surprised.
Yeah, I am. To be completely fair, because I was very much on the verge of not having anything to hobby with. Because I went to the GW like on a Tuesday, and I just get some brushes because I saw things were going bad with COVID, and like this intelligent lockdown was coming up, and I was like, yeah, I'm not gonna be that guy that's not gonna have a brush and not gonna have paints when it all shuts down. And I'm talking to the employee, and he's like, "Nah, it's gonna take like a week or 2." Next day, closed everything.
Good call, bro.
GW.
Yeah.
So I was like, well then, am I lucky? Because I was still like considering, like, am I gonna go tomorrow or am I gonna stay? And I'm just very happy that I went that day.
Yeah. So you had
Totally imagine.
Very good.
But yeah, I'm currently with some help of a friend, currently painting like 7,000 points worth of Night Haunt.
That's a commitment.
It's just undercoat and wash, right?
Yeah. It's a decently easy army to get painted quickly, and then you can always just go further with your
So that-
edges and whatever in your details.
So you're using contrast at the moment, or just?
A combination. I'm also making use of an airbrush, thank the Lord. But also enamels and contrast is helping out a lot.
Yeah. So you do like a combination of techniques.
Yeah.
So
that's the way you should do it.
yeah. So do you take that as a reserve army to the AOS Grand Tournament or not?
I might. I am considering it. It depends a bit on how fast I can get it painted up, because summer periods in healthcare.
Yeah.
I am quickly watching how my free time is vanishing before my eyes.
Yep.
So
I see what you mean. I see what you mean.
Why? Because you have need to work a lot, or you don't?
yeah, I do.
Yeah. So the healthcare it usually is like, okay, then that guy goes on a holiday and everybody has to fill in for him, and then that guy has to go. So you fill in for each other for 2 months or something, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
Will you have a holiday? Or
Yeah,
not?
like the last week of August and the week thereafter. So
2 weeks.
yeah.
Okay. So now I'm gonna ask you like a really no, it's not. You can always say no. Will you be coming next Sunday? Not this Sunday, but the Sunday after that for our terrain day. Will you be helping us out?
I really want to,
But you have to work.
but I have to work.
I knew that. I was just messing with you. We'll see you then the time after that. It's not a problem at all.
I mean, I do have a morning shift, so depending on how tired I am after work, I might decide to hop in a car and come over and help a bit. But it really depends on like how exhausted I am when I get home.
I see what you mean. I really understand what you mean. So guys, I'm gonna give the range to you for a second because I really have to go to the toilet. So I'm gonna give you talk with Fabian for a second. I'm just gonna come back for in a minute.
All right, sure. Well, Fabian, what excites you the most about the upcoming General's Handbook? You know what's in it?
I know a couple of things. Not all of the points changes have leaked, though some did. It's a bit of a weird thing for me. I find it's because they started printing the GHB like in October, and they're releasing it now.
That long ago.
Yeah, so the meta has changed by now, so those points have already become somewhat irrelevant in how much they change, and that's a bit sad to see, personally.
Always the way with GW.
Yeah, but like at this rate, I just don't know why they're not going to a digital format with their points, at least. Like, I understand that you keep the better rules or whatever, like new additions to the rules, FAQs or whatever, like you keep that in the chapter approved or General's Handbook in the case of Age of Sigmar. But I feel like points could be on a digital format already.
I agree, but it's the point is that the publishing arm of GW, like the department which makes books, is just massively profitable. They want to keep it up. They don't want to do all digital.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's an entire department, and it has its own quotas, and it needs to get them. So yeah, full digital for us.
Yeah, but like the thing is with the General's Handbook specifically is that like War Gear already doesn't have any points cost to it. In general, so like it's not you have a squad of liberators and you have to figure out how much do the swords, how much do the hammers, how much do this and this combination cost.
I understand. It's the same with 40k. It takes a few months longer or shorter. I don't know. In December instead of in July usually.
Yeah. So like
Talking about the app or not? Like the app that's coming out?
No.
Oh, we're talking about the changes for the most anticipated changes for the
General's Handbook.
Yeah.
What is the biggest change for you, Fabian?
He was just saying that it's already outdated.
Yeah, because the GHB went into print in October already, and like all the armies that were released after the Cities of Sigmar book dropped are going to be in a free PDF already. So I'm just already wondering, like, why aren't they moving to a completely digital format for their Age of Sigmar points?
Yeah. Well,
I feel like it just could be that much more streamlined because it's not keeping up with the meta fast enough.
No, but I think that's something they'll notice in 40k as well. That GW is a very good company when it comes to slowly putting everything in, because they do everything for all the players. So not just for the meta, but also for all the hobbyists.
Yeah.
I mean, they still are a hobby company. So all the change they do, they cannot just make a big change like that, cut it off, change. No, they have to do it at a slow pace. So I think that in the end they will see that they have to like gradually go into a place where you can say, okay, every 2 months there's an update on points or maybe on rules and such. But that's something that cannot be done overnight. They could do that, but there's a lot of hobbyists saying, okay, I don't want to do that.
Yeah, and I do get that. But like from a tournament perspective, it feels weird to be playing with already outdated points. Because things have changed, and like there are armies in that GHB that hadn't been released when the GHB went into print.
Yeah, like the Slaneshi get another nerf on their points, even though they are. I mean, it's not that it was not necessary.
No, because at that point Slanesh had already had their nerf in an FAQ, so it wasn't necessary to also do a nerf on their points.
So simply
it's the patented GW triple nerf.
Yeah. So simply talking meta evolution, what I mean, you haven't seen everything, but you know that there's a lot of changes considering. I mean, with the realm artifact, they're not that good. I mean, there's good ones of them, but not that good. You have seen a few point changes from the leaks and everything. There's a max of 3 endless spells, which also
that's a big one.
That's also a very big one. So what do you think that's going to change in the meta? Do you have any predictions of what's going to be good?
Well, there are also some rumors going around about an FAQ, a big FAQ dropping soon, which will be like the second in like half a year. So that's also a thing.
Simply looking only at General's Handbook. So just okay. So the FAQ. I mean, we don't know what the FAQ is going to be. So
yeah, that's fair enough. Just looking at the GHB. I think that suddenly Beasts of Chaos is going to be good again. And I know that comment is going to get trashed really hard by the community already, but
raised eyebrows.
Because it was just a terrible army. You could not put the amount of bodies out for the low amount of damage you did with the army, and you weren't even like, you were glass, but you weren't even a glass cannon. It was more like a glass slingshot. So, but
their point
now,
changes are big, right?
yeah, like everything went down for Beasts of Chaos substantially. So now you're just gonna have, you're probably still not gonna win the damage battle, but you're just gonna have so much chaff for your opponent to deal with, and you're just gonna throw it 10 at a time at them. Like, deal with this. You can deal with 10 dudes per turn. Good luck.
Okay. Good luck. Yeah.
But I have like another 150 dudes sitting in the back, and I can summon from all angles. So
good luck. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think, yeah. So it's gonna be very much an army that's gonna have to deal with using its summoning points, right? With using its maneuvering.
See what you mean there. So you say Beast of Chaos. Is there any other like faction that you say is okay? They're gonna get knocked off their throne. I mean, is Change? I heard they are like, because they have a very good shooting ability. Like they can shoot very well. Do you think they get knocked off their pedestal or not?
No, unfortunately not. It's the problem currently with Change is mostly the Flamers and the Horrors. And with Horrors, I mean mostly the pink Horrors.
Yeah, like doubling, like splitting.
Yeah, because in Age of Sigmar, splitting and summoning and whatever doesn't cost points.
So that's 80 wounds. That's like if you have 10 pink Horrors, that's 80 wounds, right?
50.
Oh, 50, yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah. And to be fair, they are squishy, and it does say in the splitting rule that you first have to take away all the pinks before you can take away any blues.
And you still have to do morale.
And you still got to do morale. So it is doable if you are able to smash into them hard enough. For example, the ogres are able to smash through the pink horse because they are able to do so much damage in one round that they can make sure that demonic banner is gone, and then that they have to do a really harsh bell shock test. So those kind of things are but yeah, the Flamers are still such a big problem.
Yeah, because of high damage, high volume of fire.
Yeah, like the average army in Age of Sigmar has about 100 to 120 wounds in it. And I believe, like, I saw the math come by, and like a unit of 12 Flamers completely buffed could put out like 150 wounds.
Yeah, that sounds like a lot of 40k-ish to me, like buffs on buffs on buffs, you know?
Yeah, and it just, that feels weird to me, like that could not be a thing.
It should not be a thing, no, indeed.
It should not.
Okay, so Fabian, I'm just gonna try and round it up a little bit because I mean I had a great talk. I had a view on what the meta is gonna be like, what it's gonna change, and maybe my Xeraphon. I mean, I've seen that the Dreadsaurians went down 90 points, so my next list is gonna be 3 Dreadsaurians, of course. Yeah, I mean, how awesome is that to run around with 3 big ass T-Rexes?
Oh, that's amazing.
Sounds very cool.
Yeah, and they are actually very good now because of the point drop. They're actually very point efficient for the amount of damage that they do with 20 wounds or something apiece. So good luck with that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So and I play for AOS for fun, of course. So yeah, I mean, three T-Rexes is just awesome. So
yeah.
Next week, Fabian, shall we talk
we
again
play every
about
game
the
for
General
fun.
Handbook? Like, I just scroll over the General Handbook and we talk points and we talk new rules, new missions. Is that a good idea?
Yeah, sounds good.
And then maybe if I mean I have a holiday now, so I can actually write off the rules pack. So we can do like a whole section of AOS rules pack, general handbook point. So it take about 45 minutes. Is that a good idea?
Sounds good to me.
Okay, I'll see you next week. And me and Dick, we're just gonna talk a little bit more, and then we'll stop the show. So, Fabian, see you next week. Have a great sleep, and hope you don't have to work too much this
Thanks.
upcoming week.
Great weekend, dude.
And thank you for coming
You
on.
too.
Thank you.
Yeah. Well, thank you for having me on.
No problem. We'll talk later about the rules pack.
Yes.
Okay. So I just
Yeah.
kick you out of Discord server or what? Yeah, I'm just gonna do that. I'm just gonna kick you out just because I don't know. I just
Know how to do it any other way, probably.
Oh yeah, it actually is not working. I don't know why. Okay. I mean, I'll just talk with Dick. If you want to stay on, just stay on. I don't mind anyway. So,
I'll see myself out. I see how it is. It's all right.
Okay. Dick, we actually have an announcement to make. Did you know that? We actually can call out the winner for our Tabletop Simulator tournament.
Oh yeah.
And the winner of a super major.
Almost forgot about that.
Yeah, you already. I almost forgot about it as well. So actually, he's not online at the moment. Usually, he's online. But Gerard actually is the great winner of the Super Major Grand Tournament ticket and the Tabletop Simulator tournament. So congratulations. I'm gonna try to have him on next week, and we will do the raffle for the Patreon giveaway as well. So one of the guys in the pot is actually gonna win 3 months of Patreon from the house. So that's gonna be awesome, right?
Definitely.
Yeah. So we played 5 games. He won 5 games. He was playing Grey Knights, and you'll hear him next week talking about how good he was and why he's so awesome.
But is he very awesome though? I mean, it is Gerard, so
So
you can never be sure.
yeah. So Dick, you don't really hate Tabletop Simulator, right?
No, I don't hate it. I just it's such a busy time for me because I just have a new job and it's don't have time to learn it, and it's a bit more harder for me to devote time to figure it out.
Yeah, I see what you mean. I mean, I'm not the biggest fan of Tabletop Simulator as well, but it is a good way to use units you don't have, do stuff you would never do. I mean, Tom actually played with an Orion gunship. He actually has one at home, but I've seen him play with 2 as well in the tournament. I mean, those things cost like 400 euros a piece or something, or 250 or something. They're like those big ass Forge World flyers. So
yeah, I know
that's actually
they're amazing.
that's what it's very good for. And I actually watched a lot of games for Tabletop Simulator because it is on our Discord server, and you are like you have to stream it. So we as Alliance Open could check out and see that you don't do something shady, and we can also see how it's going. We will probably do another one in the future, and we are gonna do one for Age of Sigmar, and that's gonna start this Monday. It's gonna have the general handbook points. It's gonna have general handbook new missions. We're currently with 7 or 8 people. If you still want to join, consider joining our Patreon. And then for €2, I mean €2. What's €2? You can join the event. It's only going to be 3 games for now. For now, if it's going to be above 8 people, we're going to 4 games. And if you win the online Tabletop Simulator tournament, you win a ticket for the grand tournament of Age of Sigmar. So that's a ticket of €68. I mean,
Great prize.
and if you have 8 players, I am one of them. Stefan is one of them. So that's only 6 real players that are eligible for the prize. So that's a 1 in 6 chance.
Yeah.
So if you keep rolling them 6s, you win an AOS ticket. Sounds good to me.
It does sound good.
So Dick, I just want to ask you, how was
Maybe it's
this?
an excuse to figure out some of them rules then.
Yeah, that's true. That's so just to ask you, how do you think the first episode of Friendly Fire Friday was for you?
I mean, it takes some getting used to the technical side of things,
Mm-hmm.
but I really like it. It's just a fun way to chat, and be
CJ liked it as well.
entertained on this.
CJ liked it as well.
Good. So we'll have him on.
Yeah. So maybe next week we'll do it together from here, maybe, or we're not sure how what we're going to do next week. But just to make sure, every week at 8 o'clock we'll start Friendly Fire Fridays from the Alliance Open Twitch. Tell your friends. Tell everybody just to tag along if you.
Your mother.
Yeah, if you just wanna chat, just wanna talk game, talk anything. If you wanna say, okay, I wanna maybe call in. I mean, everybody can call in from the Discord server if we allow them. So if someone says, okay, I want to say something, or I want to ask something, or I want to talk about something, we can actually make like a public appearance slot in the show. Isn't that a good idea? Like 10 minutes where everybody can just say what they want to say.
So if you become a patron, then it's easier for you to join.
Yeah.
So I'll do that.
Yeah, CJ, open mic night.
Open mic night, CJ. Yeah, exactly.
So if you are stand up comedy, just join the Lines Open stand up comedy Friday night. Whoop whoop.
Really.
Okay.
Get extra points if your jokes are Warhammer related.
Yeah, then okay, yeah, that's gonna be. And so next week we'll make sure that we have the work in progress working, so that everybody can see the pictures that are on the Discord server. Then we'll have an open mic segment for about 10 minutes. Then we'll have a talk with Fabian about Age of Sigmar, and we're gonna have a talk with Jared if he's available for to talk about his win on the Tabletop Simulator tournament. Thank you for watching. Hope to see you in see you soon. And if you consider coming to our event, becoming a patron or something, just make sure to click all the right buttons. We have everything you need. If you have questions about terrain, if you have questions about event tickets, send us a message and we'll follow up as soon as possible. Give you the last update on tickets. There's like 3 or 4 more tickets sold, and they are for 40K, and Age of Sigmar. So thank you for joining. Hope to see you at one of our events in September or next week on our Twitch. Dick, thank you for calling in, and we'll talk
guys next
after
time.
this. See ya. Bye bye. End of stream.